Hey, how do you doodly do? Welcome to Sail Mermaid. This is not the ordinary season episode. This is a Q&A and kind of table talk video. In last week's episode I asked you to send in questions and I would answer them here. So I didn't get very many questions, but I got a few, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the plans of my channel. As of now, I have been sailing from Valencia to Denia, and I had quite a rough sail over there. It was not a smooth start to my sailing experience with the new boat. There is one more video episode coming out before we start the sailing part. But then you got to see this. From Denia I continued to Calpe, to Alicante, to Torrevieja, Cartagena and over to Melilla. And now I have been in Melilla since December 8th, and we're now on the 4th of March when I record this. So I've been here for nearly 3 months already. This was actually planned because my first plan was to sail to the Canary Islands and stay there for the winter, but because I was called out to work, I didn't have enough time to sail down there before Christmas. So I decided to go to Melilla, as Norwegian was here already and wanted company, and I had some things I wanted to get done on the boat, and this was the perfect place to do it. Since I came here I have gotten a new snuffer for my Gennaker, so now I am hoping I can manage to fly this maybe alone, or at least when there's a crew on board. It feels much safer when you have this snuffer. You can take it down and fold the sail together, so yeah, it's much easier than when you have this huge balloon that you're trying to handle. With the help of some good friends I have been building an arch, so now I can soon hoist the dinghy on the back of the boat, and I will get some solar panels on the back as well. And I added my own little patent underneath the solar panels. There will be a shelf for storage of the fenders, so I will get them out of the way. This was a job I was originally planned to hire, but in Melilla, as in the rest of Spain, things are mañana, mañana. And if you look up mañana in a dictionary, it means tomorrow. But I think that is wrong. When they say mañana, mañana, it's next week, maybe next month, or maybe next year, you never know. So I've been doing this, as I said, with some help from good friends. It's not quite finished. Actually, it's on the boat right now, but we have to take it off to complete it and then mount it properly on the boat. Yeah, let me see, what else have I been doing? I have everything on my computer over here to guide me, so if I'm looking this way it's because the computer is there. Yeah, I've been installing two 20 volt sockets, 12 volt sockets and USB sockets all over the interior. This boat was not very well equipped with any of these from the start. So to make life a little more comfortable, I have a lot of cameras and gear to charge, and phones and iPads and this and that. So you need a little bit more sockets. Now most of them are charged by USB sockets, so yeah. I also bought fans. Let me show you. Since I've been here in Melilla so long, I have been able to order a lot of stuff from China, from AliExpress. And these little fans run on USB sockets. So that's very practical, and I bought a few of these to hang around as well for when the summer arrives again. More than this, I've been fixing the water heater. The element is now, I think, 11 or 12 years old, and it broke down, so I was without warm water for about 2 weeks. So now this has been fixed. Actually, 2 days ago I changed the battery bank from 1-year-old 4x 100 amp gel batteries to new 4x 100 amp lithium batteries. If you remember the catamaran that I signed contract for, it had very old battery bank and it was not very big. So I decided to buy solar panels and lithium batteries for this boat. Mermaid already had brand new batteries installed, but they were gel batteries. Now, since I already had these lithium batteries are more easily charged. You get more than twice the effect out of them. So you can compare the lithium bank to an 800 amp. Now that I have 400 amp lithium, you can compare it to an 800 amp gel battery bank. So in fact I have doubled it, and I've reduced the weight with nearly 50% as well. So it's only a plus plus plus. So now I have 4 1-year-old gel batteries for sale, if anybody wants them and you're nearby. More than this, I have installed a new electric toilet with the bigger bowl. These boats comes ordinary with small toilet bowls. And I find it completely impossible to do number 1 and do number 2 at the same time. So I wanted a bigger bowl for comfort, and then I also installed an electric one. I also installed a new shower drain pump for the new shower drain pump. That's pretty much it. The old one was you had to push a button to drain the shower water, and you had to hold this button in all the time. And it took almost the same time to drain the water out as to take the shower. So if you were showering for 10 minutes, you had to push the button for 10 minutes. Only you couldn't shower for 10 minutes, because then, yeah, you would have filled the bathroom with water. Now it's an automatic pump lying beneath the floor, so I don't have to think about anything. It handles everything automatically, and that's been a huge relief. I still have some things left to do on the boat. The arch is not quite finished yet. We are waiting for some steel, and there is a lot of polish work to do, and I will not be able to do all of this before I leave from here. I also have to climb up in the mast to install a 4G and Wi-Fi antenna. So that I can have better cover when I'm at anchor or when I'm sailing. I'm gonna lift the boat and clean the hull and have new bottom paint before I leave from Malaysia. But I'm gonna hire people to do the polish work for 2 reasons. One of the reasons is I'm having very much problems with my neck and shoulders, and this is a very tough job to do. The second reason is that the boat will be on the hard when I'm at work, so I will do it then. Huh? Yeah, okay. So from now on I'm planning on releasing 1 new season video every other week. In between I'm gonna try, when I have the time, to make other kinds of videos like this Q&A and yeah, do some about gadgets and gears that I use. I have also been thinking about buying a Mercedes Sprinter van or something similar, because I need a place also in Norway. I don't have a house or an apartment or anything like this now. But because of work and traveling forth and back, and also that I have my family spread out in areas where trains or buses are not by the hour, so I really need yeah, something to get around and a place to lay my head when I'm in Norway as well. So possibly it can also be a little bit about converting an old van, sprinter van or something like this, into an RV, a simple RV that is. I didn't want to start the Patreon program while the boat shopping process was still on, and now there's been a lot of upgrades about the boat. Actually, next episode is not about sailing, but the next season episode after that will be about sailing. My first sail from Valencia to Denia, which was kind of a rough one, so stay tuned for that. But the Patreon program will eventually open up when I've yeah, more continuous sailing than now. Actually, right now I have I just checked and I have 981 subscribers on my YouTube account. That may not be very much, but I'm very happy about it. However, I would like to reach 1000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and help me reach my first 1000. Don't forget that I'm also on social media with Sail Mermaid. I'm on Facebook. On Facebook I post video updates and moments by the hour. So yeah, you get a sneak peek of what's ahead in the videos, because videos are always after with weeks or months. I'm also on Instagram. Usually I post pictures on Instagrams that yeah, some cool things that I see along the way. Here in Malaysia we've seen a lot of old classic cars, mostly Mercedes, which are very popular here. It's the kind of Mercedes cars that I used to see as a kid, and yeah, they're driving around here and are looking still good, so it's cool to see that. Twitter will be some fun stuff and video updates as well. I'm on the free speech platform minds.com as well. Not because I'm getting very much traffic from there, but because I want to support their existence. I'm a little bit scared about the censorship from private social media such as YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. I think they are mingling in the public debate in ways they really shouldn't. So that's why I want to be on minds.com to support them too. So if you haven't checked them out, please do so. It's not kind of Facebook. It won't replace Facebook, but it's a place where people can yeah, raise their opinions. I also want to thank you for all the comments on my video. Most of the time it's a real pleasure reading them. I love to follow the comments. I must say that while I do really appreciate constructive criticism, things you say that will make me make better videos and stuff like this, I love to read this because it will make me better, make the video episodes better, so that is really good. But there's been a few comments that I really could have been without. So I don't think commenting on my appearance will do any good, because I am who I am. I got the looks for radio and the voice for silent TV. But I am who I am, and what you see is what you get. So if you don't like that, you better find another channel. Now, I'm not very easily offended, so I don't care so much for me personally. But I want other people to come on board sailing with me without having to take insulting comments from strangers they have never met. And especially strangers hiding behind a nickname. No, yeah. It's... yeah. My ex-girlfriend got a few comments on why we were together at first and why we broke up, and the people who made these comments have actually no idea, and my ex-girlfriend is the cutest girl in the world, so she really did not deserve any comments like this. There is enough man-hating feminists out there, and this is how they are created. There's no reason to comment like this. So yeah, if you don't like what you see, there are other options. So So please keep disrespectful comments to yourself. Any comments about how I can make these videos better is most welcome. So, to some of the questions that were asked. I got a question from Colonel Roger K. Davis. He wanted to know about my short-term and long-term route plans. I've been in Malaysia now for 3 months. I'm gonna stay in Malaysia for 1 more month. During this time I will be going to Norway and work a little bit and finish up the boat. When I get back I will start sailing back across to Spain, back to Valencia where I started from. My grandmother is actually turning 100 years old in May 30th. And because of this I will be in Norway for about a month the next time I go to work. So the boat will stay in Valencia because it's cheap there and it's a great place to start sailing again after that. Then I will go to the Balearic Islands such as Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, and then later on I'll pass on to Sardinia and further on heading for Greece. The sailing plan is not detailed, but that's the great overview of it. Further sailing plans, what happens next year, the year after that? Well, I think I will spend at least 1 more year in the Mediterranean, maybe more. This really depends on the way these videos goes. If they are well received and I can make a little money off the Patreon program, then maybe I can quit my job and cross the Atlantic. I think with my current job it will be impossible to cross the Atlantic and to fly back and forth from the Caribbean. It will be too expensive and too time consuming, so I don't think I want to do that as long as I'm in a steady job. I got a question from Roland Peters about my solar panels. When drilling in effect into your ceiling, do you worry in case of leaks or silicone will keep it dry? These solar panels are flex by the looks of it. How many watts do you hope to achieve, and is this purely for the batteries or do you have a need for inverter as well? Well, Eddie was very carefully when he drilled holes in the rooftop and used a lot of Sikaflex, so I'm very sure this will keep dry. How much effect from the solar panels? I have 2 solar panels now. They're both on 105 watts maximum load. But the way they are mounted, one on each side, I think that one of them will always have shadow. So, yeah, they won't give very much. But as I also changed the battery bank to lithium, they will charge much more easily than the old gel batteries did. So you will get more use of them. Now with the building of the new arch, I will also manage to have solar panels on the back of the arch. They will not get as much shadow as these will, so yeah, I hope that will be sufficient. I will have an inverter. I've installed a washing machine on the boat as well, and yeah, I would like to use this when I'm at anchor, if possible. So yeah, I think I will have an inverter, yes. It's also better to charge the computer on an inverter, and the TV goes on inverter, so it will be a nice thing to have. And actually I'm gonna mount it later tonight because I already have a 1500 watt inverter on the boat that is not mounted. Yeah, John Besco, he wants to know how the crew search is going. I have been contacted by some who were more or less serious about the crew positions. I got a lot of comments, of course, because I was looking for 2 girls to join me. And I got some feedbacks from some of them saying that planning for 6 months is too much, a year is impossible. So I have been thinking about yeah, maybe I could take on crew for the 3 weeks I'll be sailing. Then I could leave the boat alone and I could have a new crew after that. Problem with this is that you will never manage to learn the ropes good enough so I can trust you and go to sleep myself on long passages. So, but yeah, unless that is if you get crew on board who are experienced sailors, of course. But this is one way to do it, so I'm not quite sure. I am actually just now speaking with a young woman from England, so we see how that turns out. She is now, I think, thinking if she wants to come. So yeah, we just have to be a little patient and see how it turns out. Finally, there is one of my followers I want to show some extra appreciation to. The plan is that when I start the Patreon program, I will ask patrons on board. I never intended to do any charter because I want to be my own boss and make my own plans, but I will invite guests for company. And yeah, also trying to find some people who are interesting and can add something to my story. Eddie and his wife has been very good to me and is helping me constantly. He's a very good friend and they will always have priority whenever they want to come sailing with me. Friends and family also get priority, of course, but whatever else time there is, I want to bring along patrons for my adventures. But there is one person that has been very loyal to me and supportive, I should say, from the very start. He was the first view on the first video, the first season, made the first like and the first comment, and he's a great guy and he's been commenting on almost all my videos since. And I thank you very much for that, Colonel Roger K. Davis. I would like to invite you and your better half to come sailing with me about a week this fall. That means, yeah, somewhere between September and December this year. If we can match our schedules, you will be most welcome to join me and have a little sail together with me. I also had a sneak peek on your Facebook, and judging by your background, I'm sure that you have more than one interesting story to tell. So I'm very much looking forward to meet you and hope you can make it and that you're interested and want to come. So, with that said, I thank you very much for watching this video. In next week's episode, I will single-handedly get the dinghy with the outboard engine on off the deck and into the water. That was quite a challenge. Mermaid is changing colors as we are fitting the new bimini and spray hood. And I am buying an electric kick scooter. So come join me next week. Thanks for watching. See you then.